there and welcome to Gaining Vision. I'm Melanie. Have you had an opportunity to subscribe to the channel yet? If not, take a second, hit subscribe, and please don't forget to like and share. Do you remember when you were a child how much you look forward to bedtime for those stories? Take a second, think about the impact stories have had on your life. I don't know about you, but my parents sure used stories when they were teaching me life lessons. I'm sure everybody's heard a version of this story. When I was your age, I had to walk to school and snow up to here and I had no shoes. Or, there are kids around the world who are starving and you have to eat everything on your plate. The art of adding story to your conversations and your integrations with people, when you're having dialogue, communicating, whether at work, school, or with family and friends, by sharing a story, whether it's yours or somebody else's, it keeps people engaged and listening. I can remember my grandmère, used to tell me stories of the good old days, and that's when she was young. And she would tell me about the importance that she learned and the things that happened in Montreal. And then she'd tell me as my mom was growing up what it was like. And I really listened to those stories with bated breath. I wanted to know more. And I remember my grandmother saying to me, a lady is always dressed before she leaves the house. That means a hat, gloves, her lipstick, and painted nails, of course. Any dignified lady will be dressed properly. Those stories kept me excited and wanting to know more and more. And then of course the childhood stories of the fairy tales, whether it's Disney or any sort of stories your parents told you when you were growing up about princesses and princes, those things will stick with you. As teachers, we use stories often in our lessons to keep our students engaged and to illustrate points. At work, when we're doing presentations, you use stories, whether it's a story about a product, a customer experience, whatever it may be, to highlight the importance of what you're choosing to do. In my everyday life, I like to discuss with stories just so that it keeps everything engaged. It could be stories of your day, your journey, whatever it is that you have to share. And the thing is, every single one of us has a story to share. When you think about you come home from your work day at work and you see your spouse, how was your day, honey? Oh, it was okay. This happened, that happened. And you tell stories about the day. With the kids, they'll share stories about their friends, what happened at school. And it's important to tell kids at a young age the importance of telling truthful stories and fictitious stories, because we all like to do make-believe once in a while. When you have a strong, powerful story to illustrate something of importance, let's just say when you're doing a speech, you could be wanting to talk about a very important topic of diversity and inclusion. Have a story to illustrate your points. Not only will it keep your audience captivated and engaged, but it will also bring it home so that when they think back to the speech, they'll remember the story. When I talk about my stroke and my experience of losing my vision, I always tell the story about when I was in the coma. That keeps people engaged and wow, they can't even think about it. To them it's make-believe, but for me it was reality. I'm sure you have some aspect of your life that you've had a story that has amazed and awed a lot of people. Something that's powerful and meaningful to you. The importance of sharing stories is also very important. Keep the stories coming. As I mentioned, having conversations with my grandmère about the good old days, because it leaves a legacy, and those stories will be carried on from generation to generation. What stories are important in your life? Think back. Maybe from the good old days when your grandparents shared stories, or your parents. Or maybe you've created some amazing stories with your siblings, your family, your husband, wife, partner. Maybe there's stories at work. Maybe you're working on a story for a communication at work to convey a message. Or perhaps you're writing a speech. Consider storytelling in all aspects of your life. It'll keep you entertained and engaged, as well as the audience that you're speaking with. Until next time, write a story or two. Share them. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share. I'll see you next time.